Hello everyone, this is question number 1. This question has been asked in December 2022 in paper 1. The question says that the following table shows the monthly income and various expenditures of 6 friends. These are the 6 friends A, B, C, D, E and F, and their monthly income and their expenditures has been shown in this table. So in the percentage they have been given some values over here and some values which marked as dash, that are the missing values, and we may find these values with the help of the given values. Based on the data in the table, answer the questions. So income and expenditures details are follows. These are the monthly income. Salary plus incentive equals to monthly income. There has been 4 conditions given over here. Conditions A says that monthly income equals to salary plus incentive. So we can find out a person's monthly income by adding the values of salary plus incentive. Next statement says that incentive amount to 15% of salary. That means the amount that is written here, for example 14,400, is the 15% of this person's monthly salary. We can find out this value easily. Next statement says that all 6 friends save 40% of their monthly income. That means the addition of salary plus incentive will become the monthly income, and the 40% of this monthly income the every person has saved their values. Next statement says that there is no expenditure other than those given in the table. Here total 4 expenditures has been shown here: travel, food, accommodation, shopping. So let's find out the missing values in the table. As we know that incentive amount is the 15% of salary, we can easily find out the value of the A over here. How we can find out that 15% of 92,000 will be equals to 92,000 divided by 100 multiplied by 15. It is somewhere around 13,800. We can easily write this value over here, 13,800, and likewise we can calculate the value of D and E of their incentive amount. How we can calculate? 88,000 divided by 100 multiply by 15, because 15% is incentive. That salary is 15% is equal to incentive. So the amount will be equals to 13,200. We can write this value over here, 13,200, and similarly 15% of 80,000 will be equal to 12,000. So we can write this value here. Similarly, we can find out the 100% of the salary over here. We have the 15% of the salary. We can easily calculate what will be the 100% of this salary. How we can calculate? We can calculate 14,400 divided by 15 and multiply by 100. It will equals to 96,000. So you can calculate this and you will get this value. So the salary for person B will be 96,000. And similarly for the person C, salary will be equals to 84,000, and similarly the salary of the person F will equals to 76,000. You may calculate this with the help of this simple calculation. So here in the first question, what is the total amount spent by all 6 friends together on traveling? Here we need to find out the value of traveling where every person has spent on this. Here total 6 persons in the table, and every person spent some percentage of their monthly income on travel in the form of expenditure. So here in order to find out this value, we need to know that what will be the total amount of expenditure that A has been spent. So as we all know that monthly income will become, for example, that monthly income of A equals to salary amount plus incentive. Salary amount of person A is equal to 92,000 plus incentive amount of person A is equal to 13,800. Then the total amount spent by this A person, the total amount of A will equals to, for example, that will equals to the monthly income. It will become the monthly income, and the 40% of this has been saved. This is the according to the condition of the condition number C. It says that for monthly income 40% has been saved by every person here. So the total amount that will equals to the monthly income amount will become 1,05,800. And what will be the 40% of this amount? 40% of this amount will be equal to 42,320. How much remaining? The amount here remaining is 63,480. So this amount that person A is the expenditure amount over here. This is the 40% saving amount, this is the monthly income, this is the expenditure amount. So by observing this, we may find that 10% of the monthly income person A spend on accommodation, and 15% of monthly income person A spend on shopping, and this exact amount the person A spend on food is given in the table. How we can calculate this traveling amount? Very simple. First, find out the 10% of the monthly income. It would be around 10,580. And what will be the 15%? Because we know that the monthly income of person A is this 1,05,800. So the 10% of this amount will equals to 10,580. Likewise, 15% of the monthly income for person A, it will become around 15,870. So by adding these value, how we can calculate the value of traveling? That will equals to amount of food plus amount of accommodation plus amount of shopping. Add these values and this value minus between the total expenditure amount. So the total expenditure amount for person A is 63,480, and minus this combined amount, we will get the travel amount. Here the traveling amount for person A will be 26,070. Similarly, you can fill these details over here. Next, we have the for the person D, it is missing over here. So we can calculate this, and here we find out that the missing value here is 19,692. Similarly, you can calculate, first find out the 9% of the monthly income, then add these values and you can deduct this value. You may find out the traveling value by adding the food, accommodation, shopping and deduct it from the total expenditure value. Find the 12% of the monthly income for the person C. I am writing the total amount over here, individual amount, because at the end we have to add this in order to answer this question. Here for person A, person B, C, D, E and F, I will write the traveling amount because we need to add those values. So the person A traveling amount, we have already calculated that 26,070. For person B, it is given in the table 15,280, and 12% for person C, it will be around 11,592, and for person D, 12% of its monthly income, that will be around 19,692. For person E, 4,600, and for person F, it will be around 8,400. You may add these value and it will be around 85,634. So the correct option for this question will be 85,634. That is option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 2, and this question is also based on the given table. I already taught you how to calculate the value of this table. So the next question on the base of this database is, what is the difference in the amount spent by B? We need to focus on the amount that is spent by B on food and shopping. So here is the amount of B which spent on food and shopping. So we need to find out the value which is spent by B on food and shopping together, and that of C on accommodation. So here the amount spent by B on food and shopping is, you can check from the table, amount of food is 17,000 and amount on shopping of B is of 21,560. Here you can check this row. So by adding these value, food plus shopping, now compare it with the amount of C which spent on shopping. So here in the row of C, you can see the amount which is spent on shopping, that is 12% of the monthly income. That amount is equals to 11,592. So we need to deduct this value in order to get the answer of this question from the food plus shopping of the B. So this amount is equal to 38,560. So we need to deduct this value from this, but we need to check that the C on accommodation. So here is a mistake. We need not to check the accommodation value of C, but instead of that we need to check, we have taken the value from the shopping. No, this value should not be there. We need to check the value of the accommodation. So here accommodation value spent by C is 27,000 48. So we need to deduct this value from the 38,560. The amount we'll get is 11,512. So the correct answer for this question will be 11,512. Hello everyone, this is question number 3rd. This question is again on the basis of this table. So in this question we need to find out that what is the amount saved by all the 6 friends together. Here we have 6 friends A, B, C, D, E and F, and we know that monthly income is equals to salary plus incentive, and here is condition given that the 40% of the monthly income that every friend over here is saved. So the 40% of monthly income is saved by every friend A, B and up to F. So we need to find out the total amount which is saved by all friends. So individual, we need to find out the individual friend saved how much money. So here we need to calculate the monthly income of A by adding the salary plus incentive, that is monthly income of A. Then find out the 40% of monthly income. That amount should be written here. Similarly, we have to do this with the friend B. Salary plus incentive, it will become monthly income of B, and then calculate the 40% of monthly income of B, and that amount will be the saving amount. Likewise, we have to calculate all the members over here up to F. I am writing here directly the amount. You have to calculate this by adding the salary plus incentive, that will become the monthly income of person, and then take the 40% of that monthly income. So for the amount which is saved by person A, that is 42,320. Amount saved by person B is 44,160, and the amount saved by person C is 38,640. Amount saved by person D is 40,480. Likewise, for the person E, the amount will be 36,800, and for person F, the amount will be 34,960. And by adding this value, we will get the answer of this question. So the total amount is like 2,37,360. So the correct answer for this question will be this amount, 2,37,360. Hello everyone, this is question number 4, and this question asks that the annual income of D is in rupees less than that of A. So basically we have to find out the annual income of D, and then we need to calculate that how much this amount is less than the annual income of A. First we need to find out the monthly income of these person A and D. How we can calculate the monthly income of D? The monthly income of D equals to salary amount plus incentive amount, and for D we have the monthly income of D is 88,000 and incentive amount for D is 13,200. From this table you can check these values, 88,000 and 13,200. So here by adding these values we will get the amount 1,01,200. This is amount for 1 month. So this is the monthly income, and how we can calculate the annual income? By multiplying it with the 12. So here we will get the value of 1214400. This amount will be the annual income of person D. Likewise, we can calculate the annual income for person A. For person A, we have monthly income, monthly salary for person A is 92,000 and incentive is 13,800. So we can add these value in order to get the monthly income of person A. So here 1,05,800 and multiply by 12, we will get the annual income of A, that is equals to 1269600. By subtracting this value from this value, we will get our answer, and the remaining balance we have 55,200. So this value will be the answer of this question, 55,200. Hello everyone, this is question number 5. This question is again on the basis of this table, and this question asked for the expenditure by A on traveling constitutes approximately what percentage of salary of F. They are talking about the expenditure of person A on traveling. So what is the amount that person A spent on traveling? Here we can get this value, that is 26,070, and we have to check that at what percent of this amount will be, and that amount should be approximately of what percent of salary of F. So what will be the salary of F? Salary of F is 76,000. In question it is not written that monthly income of salary, they are asking about just the salary of F, so we take this value only 76,000. So here what we need to do is we have to calculate that how much this 26,070 is in percentage form of this amount. So let's check from the options. The options given here is option A is 34%, option B says 30%, option C is 32%, and option D is 38%. So in order to solve this question, what we need to do is we found out the 34% of 76,000. If that amount is somehow equals to 26,000, that means 34 will be right answer. Likewise, we have to calculate the 30% of this amount, and then we check the value that is equivalent to 26,000 or not. So what is the amount of 34% of 76,000? That amount is equals to 25,840. Simply calculate the 34% of 76,000. So that is equals to 25,000, and 30% of 76,000 is, that amount is nearby around 22,800, and 32% of 76,000 is, that is 24,320, and 38% of 76,000 is 28,880. So you may see that these value, which value is approximately near to this value. So by checking these value, you have seen that 24,320 amount is equals to approximately to this amount. So the correct option for this question will be option number C, that is 32%. Hello everyone, this is question number 6, and this question belongs to teaching methodology. This question asks that which tool is used to create online bulletin board where you can display information in the form of pictures, text, videos, etc. So here basically they are asking about the name of a tool in which we could create an online bulletin board which is shareable, and we can display the information in the form of pictures. We can share the pictures, we can share the text, and we can share the videos, etc. So a teacher can modify these pictures and text and videos, etc. and all. So here the 4 options has been given. First is the quizzes, second Padlet, Screencastify, and Windows. This question can be answered with the help of elimination method. Here option 4 says that Windows. Windows is not a tool. Windows is basically an operating system which is used to interface with the hardware, computer hardware, because users can interact with the computer with the help of any operating system. So we can eliminate this option here. Second option we have that Screencastify. Screencastify is basically in which a person can share his or her screen with the another person in online mode. So Screencastify will not be a correct answer for this question, so we can eliminate that as well. But when we are talking about the Padlet, Padlet is what? Padlet is a online tool in which we could create an online bulletin board. Here you can see that creators on Padlet are able to share. As I already told you that Padlet is going to be shareable, which could be shared between the users and between the teacher and between the students, and students can share their thought in the form of pictures, text, and videos, etc., where student can collaborate by making the post to the board while allowing teachers to moderate post. If something is found which should not be on the board, the teacher can delete that or modify the content on the board. Padlet is available through its website and also through its mobile application. There are so many ways in which we could use the Padlet. So basically Padlet is a shareable tool on which a single screen which is shareable to all the students, and students can share their thoughts in the form of pictures, text, and etc. And there is a teacher who monitor all the control all over the wall. So the correct option for this question will be option number 2. Hello everyone, this is question number 7. This question is again from teaching methodology. Which of the following are advantages of lecture cum demonstration method? Lecture cum demonstration method means where the lecture method plus demonstration method, this will become the lecture cum demonstration method. So here four statement has been given, that the advantage of lecture cum demonstration method is it will give the clear and permanent knowledge to the student, helping the task of the teacher, helpful in mental development and economical method. So we have to choose the most appropriate answer from the options. So options here, that whether B and D statement is correct, ACD is correct, or the all correct, or B and C will be correct. So in order to answer this question, we must know what is the difference between lecture method and the lecture cum demonstration method. So in lecture method, which is usually called the traditional method of teaching, in which a teacher is standing in front of the board and teaches the students. So basically what teacher does in this method is, so teacher write the facts and information on the board and just explain the topic to the students, and students is here to listening to the teacher and write down all the notes on the notebook. So here only the teacher will be the actively participate in this process, in the teaching learning process. So basically in lecture method, which is called the traditional method, which also called the chalk and talk method, in which teacher is the only center part of the teaching learning method, because the teacher is only who is actively participate in this process. So teacher is active and learners are passive, because learner is here only listening whatever the teacher are saying, they are just listening and writing on their notebook. So it's, we can say it is only one-way communication, which is very easy to use in a large group. It will save the time and money, because the large number of students we can teach at the same time. Because in this method, teacher is basically, what teacher is doing, teacher is just writing on the board and explaining the facts here. Now let's come to the next type of the teaching methodology, which is lecture cum demonstration method. So basically in this method, a teacher is moreover focus on the doing the work, which is pre-planned. A teacher is first pre-plan what is going to be teach in the class. So we have to pre-plan the process, because we have to maintain the demonstration, we have to make a demo on the topic, so learner can see and hear, or learner can even participate into the demonstration process. More sense organs involved, because in this method students are also actively participate in the teaching learning process, which is very easy to understand, and developer psychomotor and cognitive domains, because psychomotor and cognitive domains is directly similar to this, helpful in mental development. We can say that it is develop the psychomotor or cognitive domains, which is quite equals to this, because the demonstration method will help in the development of the thinking of a student, or it will increase the cognitive domain of a student. It will lead the experience from concrete to abstract. That means if there is a large number of knowledge and we are getting something fruitful in that, so that will become the abstract. So here there are so many advantages of this lecture cum demonstration method. So by observing this, we may conclude that yes, it will give clear and permanent knowledge to the student, it is helping in the task of the teacher, it's also helpful in the mental development of the students, and it is economical method as well. So here correct option for this question will be A, B, C, D. Both all the options are the correct. Hello everyone, this is question number 8. This questions belong to communication. The question asks that which of the following are examples of asynchronous communication. So here the options has been given from A to E, in which the methods listed here, that in which we have to find out that which one or maybe more than one are examples of asynchronous communication. In order to answer this question, we must know what is the difference between asynchronous communication and synchronous communication. See here, in every communication there has to be two parties, one is sender, another one is receiver. So here we assume that these are the two parties which involve in the communication. One means of communication is asynchronous communication, where the participant S, let's call it A or B. If A want to send message to B, in order to asynchronous communication, A can send the message to B anytime, whenever A want, no matter B is active or not. For example, they are using a method of communication is called email. So A can send email to B anytime A wants. It is not required that B should be active on the email account. There has to be another means as well, which comes under asynchronous communication. And in the terms of synchronous communication, for example, they are doing video conferencing with each other, or they are taking a meeting online. So in this means of communication, which is called synchronous communication, in synchronous communication, the sender and receiver, or maybe the both parties, has to be active in a active communication. So if any communication which is happening, then both the participant has to be active when it comes to the under synchronous communication. So basically asynchronous communication, where need not to be active both the participants. A can send message to B anytime, and B can receive that message whenever B come online. So here are the example. What exactly is blog? Blog is something, a place on the online website where a user can write whatever a user want related to any topic. It is not very necessary that all the readers who is actively reading the blogs of person A can active on whenever A is writing something on the wall. So block is an example of the asynchronous communication. So option A is correct here. B is the podcast. Podcast is basically a means of when we are interviewing someone. If you are interviewing someone, it has to be there that both the participant, interviewer, and the person who is giving the interview, that means both has to be active at the same time. So that means podcast comes under synchronous communication, so we will exclude that. Next is electronic mail. Electronic mail is another example of asynchronous communication, where a person can send email to another person no matter that receiver is active or not. So electronic mail comes under asynchronous communication. So C option is here. So the option in which C is not there, we can exclude that. So option number 1 will be exclude, option number 2, 3 and 4 will be there. So let's check the D. Option number D, which is called discussion form. Discussion form is somehow likely with the blog. So discussion form is another example of asynchronous communication. Phone call. In the phone call, sender and receiver both has to be active. So phone call is not the example of asynchronous communication. We can exclude that. So A, C, D. So here in the option number 3rd, A, C, D is there. So the correct option for this question will be A, C, D. So here are the some of the examples of asynchronous communication: discussion boards, quizzes, polls, email, digital documents, recorded audio or video. For example, YouTube. YouTube is a very popular example of asynchronous communication. Although anyone can access the videos which is uploaded by the user, and you can check these videos anytime, no matter you are active on YouTube when the user is uploading the video. So in the synchronous communication, we have examples like virtual classroom, live presentation, live text, instant messages, for example chatting on the WhatsApp, and live audio or video chat, live quizzes and live polling. These are the examples of synchronous communication. So to sum up this question, the correct option for this question will be option number 3rd. Hello everyone, this is question number 9. This question is also belong from the teaching method, in which says that which of the following are the causes of plateau associated with learning curve. Here 4 options has been given, and we need to find out that which one is the appropriate answer for this question. So in the first sentence they are saying that lack of balance among various phases of a complex skill, or the shifting of the attention, or there is a fatigue or boredom, or the positive interest and incentive. Here we can see that we have to identify that what will be the causes, what is the reasons of this plateau. So in order to answer this question, we should know what is the meaning of this plateau and what is the learning curve. Learning curve is basically we observe the learning of a student is increasing or not. In the series of the time, here we are measuring the time a student is learning, and it is the performance graph. Here a student is start from the initial and give time to gain some knowledge. So here the learning curve is increased like this. So here by observing this curve, have you seen this area where is no performance is visible? So this area is called, in the performance learning curve, is called the plateau. So this plateau, what will be the causes of this plateau? So we have to identify that what is the reason behind that, where the performance of a student is not increasing, it is not going upwards. From a certain amount of time, you may observe the that the learning curve of a student is affected. So what will be the reason behind this? Yes, there is a reason called lack of balance, because there is various phases of the complex skill is there, because there is possibility that the student is trying to understand a complex topic in which student is giving his time and his energy in order to understand this complex problem, and once the students understand and pass this phase, the learning curve is going upwards. So this is one of the cause of this plateau here. Second is the shifting of attention from one phase of performance to another, yet it is also very much possible that students can shift his or her attention from learning to another things. So this might also be the one of the reason of this plateau. Third is the fatigue and boredom. Yes, students get bored by learning, so the fatigue and boredom is also one of the cause of plateau. Fourth one is the positive interest and incentive. No, this will not be the correct option for this question, so we can eliminate the D, because positive interest, if a student is taking the positive interest in order to learning, that learning curve must be go upwards. But here in the condition of plateau, you may see that learning curve is constant. So there is another diagram as well in which you may observe the learning curve and the performance, how it is work. Here the green line display that it is consistent of efforts by the students towards its goal. So here it is going upwards, but at one certain amount of time, this is the state of the plateau where a student is not getting information and trying to understand the complex problem. So this state is basically called the plateau, and student once understand the complex problem, again the learning curve goes upwards. So this is all about the plateau associated with the learning curve. So in order to answer this question, the correct option for this question will be in which A, B, C only will included. So correct option for this question will be option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 10. This question is belong to teaching methodology. Which of the following is the best method of teaching? We have to identify that from the given options, which one is the best method for the teaching. So here option number 1 says to impart knowledge to students. Second option says to ask students to self-learn from books. This is anyhow not the best method of teaching at all, because in this, according to this option, you are asking your students to go and learn by yourself from the books. So we can eliminate this option because this is not comes under any methods of teaching. Next is third statement says that to start a discussion and encourage students to participate in it. It is somehow possible when it comes to the teaching students with the help of discussion, but it is still not the best method of teaching, because you are making your student to discuss themselves. Whatever knowledge they have, you are ask your students to participate in the discussion without involving a teacher in it. So basically what does student do in this discussion? They exchanging their information with each other, because a teacher is not actively participate in the discussion. So this discussion will not going to be fruitful. So we can eliminate this as well. Next is says that to ask students to go to the library. With the help of your common sense, you can directly eliminate this question as well, because this is not comes under any teaching method, because you are asking your students to go to the library and learn by yourself, and you are not teaching your students at all. So this is definitely not going to be a best method of teaching. So according to this question or observing these options, we can say the correct option for this question is going to be option number 1. But what is the meaning of to impart knowledge to students? So basically imparting knowledge means to make something known to someone. If someone is not known to a topic and you are making his or her to understand on the basis of rules, facts and information, whichever information you have related to this topic, and you are making your students to understand this. So this is basically, this process is called imparting the knowledge. So imparting the knowledge means you are conveying the information from one to another. You are conveying your information on a particular topic and you are conveying this information to your student. This is the best way of teaching. So here I have mentioned some of the teaching methods. Teaching method number 1 says the teacher centered method, which is the lecture, demonstration, biographical, historical methods. These are the examples comes under teacher centered method. Here we have the student centered, or we can say pupil centered method, which is usually practiced inside the class, and the laboratory, heuristic, projects, assignments you have given and you are discussing with your students, where teacher is actively participating. I'm not saying that students themselves are discussed on a particular topic, but here in the pupil center, pupils are discussing, as well as student and teacher both are actively participate in the discussion. Third, we have the pupil centered, where a socialized classroom techniques in which you are conducting the seminar, you are giving the workshop on this, we are the symposiums, and we are panel discussion on a particular topic which is going on in the seminar or the as well. Last, we have use of the instructional technology, in which you are programmed the instructions, you have used the teaching mechanics and personalized instruction as well. So these are some of the basics and teaching methods which we usually use by the teachers in order to teach their students. So the correct option for this question will be option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 11. These questions belong to research methodology. A production of relationships involving theoretical constructs is known as. So here 4 types of hypothesis has been given, option 1, 2, 3, 4, and we have to identify that which one satisfy the question statement. Question statement says that the prediction of the relationship in which we are involved, the theoretical construct, which hypothesis is called. So here we have the operational hypothesis, general hypothesis, non-directional, and conceptual. In order to understand, do you know the meaning of hypothesis is what? Hypothesis is basically the condition we have taken before taking the samples, and we implement our operation on that and getting the desired output. So hypothesis is basically we are getting the expected outcome. So here we already observe the what will be the expected outcome and how we can derive that outcome on the basis of the some result. So we have this result from the previous implementation, and here we are applying some hypothesis, and we are assuming that we will get the expected outcome after this. So what hypothesis is that? In the operational hypothesis, in this the research defines what the variables. Here variables are basically what which we have used in our research method, in our research, in order to get the expected outcome. So variable is basically what in which you have applied your research objectives. So operational hypothesis in research defines what the variables of interest are and how the different variables are related to each other. So this is the meaning of operational hypothesis. Here, in order to understand non-directional hypothesis, we must know what is the meaning of directional hypothesis. So in directional hypothesis, we are basically we are doing the prediction. For the next move, we have the prediction, and the direction is going in positive way and negative way both. We have a direction, either the taken of the variables can takes us in the positive way or in the negative way, and we have to find out the difference between the two variables is what. Here taking the one variable, here taking the two variables, and what is the difference parameter of these two variables, and whether by taking this variable our research is going to be in the positive way or negative way. This comes under in the directional hypothesis. Non-directional hypothesis is directly opposite of it. When it comes to the conceptual hypothesis is the, we can say, educational guess. We can say here we are guessing the outcome, or we can say the prediction, how variables relate to each other. So in order to answer this question, the most satisfied options for this question will be option number 4. Here we have the conceptual hypothesis, which is generally meaning of the prediction and the relationship involving between the variables. So the correct option for this question will be option number 4. Hello everyone, this is question number 12. This question belongs to research methodology. The post-test only control group design avoids. Basically this question has been based on the control groups and the participants of the group. Here basically what we have do in the research, we are making the groups of the various participants in it, and the one group can relate with the other group and they can communicate with the other group as well. So but what basically they are distinct in the each group. Each group contain the various participants here. So every group having a certain amount of participants, and we are doing experiment on it. We are observing the behavior, we are putting them into a condition in which their reaction has been observed, So in this, what basically the sensitization of these participants. So let's suppose there is a person who is about to become the part of the any one of this group. So first of all, this person come in the contact with the group, or we can say the inception stage of the training. That means that this person is going to first contact with the group and the trainer of this group, and then the global context. So this person is come in the contact with the group and the group trainer, and then come to the become the participant of this group. So what basically the sensitization means? Sensitization is basically a non-associative learning process in which repeated administration of a stimulus, so this person is also called the stimulus, result in the progressive amplification of the response. So basically what I'm trying to explain that this person is a stimuli, and it is going to take participate into the research, or it is going to become the participant of any one of the group. So basically this person interact with the trainer, and this person's behavior on the basis of various conditions which this person is going through and observed by this trainer as well. So what basically we have to avoid the sensitization of this participant, because that is what we are observing in the later on the stages of the research. So this is a part of the research, and we should avoid what is the sensitization of this participant as well. So the correct option for this question will be option number 2. Hello everyone, this is question number 13. This question is from communication. This question asks that questions constructed in such a manner that suggest an expected answer are identified as. Here, by reading the sentence, you have observed that those questions who are constructed in that way in which we can interpret that what would be the expected answer of the respondent. So here 4 types of questions has been given here. Either it could be main questions, meta questions, lead questions and suggestive question. So by understanding the sentence of the question, we may know that it will directly implicate with the lead questions. Lead questions, by the name itself, it is giving us the direction that in lead question is basically where we can expect that what could be the respondent answer in that case. So here some of the examples which is from the lead questions category. One of the examples are like in which we are assuming the respondent answer. Here the question designed like this, that how excited are you about our new product. So here we are assuming that that person is quite excited about our product. So we are directly asking that to another person that how excited are you. So this question assumes that the respondent feels excited. Yes, we are taking it in a positive way. Next example for lead questions would be the interrelated statement, where we are asking the questions like that most people are excited about our new product. Are you? Here we are assuming that the respondent will answer this question in either in 2 cases. Either he will say yes or no. So by understanding this statement here, the question may prompt a particular answer. Yes, we know that either it could answer in the form of yes or no, based on closely connected statement that most people are excited about our new product. Next example for the lead question would be the direct implications, in which we are asking questions like this that if you are excited about our new product, should we offer another version? So here again the question will be in the 2 state, yes or no. This question forces respondent to consider the future implications of whether or not they feel excited about our new product. So these are the some of the type of the lead questions here, and the question itself asks us that question constructed in such a manner that suggests an expected answer. Here in all the examples we already assume that what could be the respondent answer. Last example for lead question would be cohesion. Here you are excited about our new product, right? In this we are again assuming that respondent will answer in 2 cases. Either he say yes or no. So the correct option for this question will be option number 3rd. Hello everyone, this is question number 14 and this question belongs to research methodology. Which of the following are ethical principles in research? 5 options has been given and we need to identify that which are the ethical principle in research. First option is respect for participants, yes. Informed consent, justice for participants, voluntary deception, and cursive consent. Whenever participants participate in any research or make the groups, this is the responsibility of the researcher that he or she should respect each and every participant. So option A would be correct, and those options which is not include option A, we can directly eliminate those. So here option number 2 and option 3, we can directly eliminate this. Next is informed consent. Yes, we need to inform every consent in our research. Option B would be correct. Option C, justice for participants. There should not be any partiality between the participants during any research process. Option number C would be correct here. So what is the difference between voluntary deception and cursive consent here? Voluntary deception means, basically deception means, here the general meaning of deception is the act of causing someone to accept as true which things is already invalid. Here is a thing which is invalid, or we can say untrue, and we are forcing someone to accept it as the true. So this meaning is deception here. And cursive consent means when we are forcing someone. Cursive, the general meaning of cursive is here we are forcing someone to submit their consent in the favor of our research. That should not be there. It is against the ethic principles of research. So D and E, that is not included in the ethical principles of research. So the correct option for this question will be option number 1, where A, B, C will be the correct ethical principles in research. Hello everyone, this is question number 15. Given below two statements, two statement has been given, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 says that in case our research study leads to generation of more research, then we will say it contain heuristic value. Here in statement 1, what we are observing here that in any research study, basically they are saying that any research study which leads to generation of more research. If you ever observe any research paper in which introduction, abstract, introduction, research methodology, testing, results, discussion, and the final conclusion is written. So in the conclusion part, a researcher who writes this research paper conclude that I have done this research and these are the results, these are the outcomes, but what we can do more in such domain. So what we can do more to improvise the existing technique in the same domain. So this leads to, definitely it will lead to the generation for more research. So statement 1 is seems to be correct here. So in which option statement 1 is false, we can directly eliminate that. Here option number 2 and option number 4, we can eliminate that. Let's read second statement. Statement 2 says the discussion section does not allow freedom and flexibility in writing to the researcher. Then what will be the purpose of having a discussion section where you are not giving the freedom and flexibility to the researcher to explain what they are trying to say? So here the researcher should have complete freedom and flexibility to write their thoughts on a particular topic or the discussion whatever on topic it's going on. So there should not be any restriction on the researcher to express their thoughts on the particular topic. So here statement 2 seems to be incorrect. So in the option number 3, we could say that statement 1 is correct and statement 2 is incorrect. So option number 3 for this question will be right answer. Hello everyone, this is question number 16. This question asks that an individual's culture is affected due to. So we need to identify that from the given option which one is the causes which can affect anyone's culture. Culture is basically what? Culture that influence the way we learn, the way we live, and the way we behave with the others. So these are the three parameters which affects and which on the basis of culture we react in such a manner, how we learn the other things, how we live, what is our living standards, or what are our lifestyles, and how we can behave with the others. This all related with our culture. So a person who is born and raised in the same culture share their common personality traits. That means that culture affects how a person is brought up and how a person speak, behave, or interact with the others. So how an individual culture can be affected by the public order? No. and by the public space, no, it will be not the correct answer for this question. Private interest, here a person can have his or her hobbies, whatever he or she want. Private interest will not be any cause that can affect individual culture, but the effective interaction with the other person can be a cause that an individual cultures may affect. So the correct option for this question will be option number 4. Hello everyone, this is question number 17. This question is belong to communication. According to behavioral model, the communication approach is considered as 4 option has been given, in which we need to identify that which one is the approach which will consider in the behavioral model. Here is the contrived, natural, reward, punishment based and intent. In order to answer this question, we must know the values of these, the meaning of these terms are. So contrived and natural and innate means these are the synonym of each other, and that means is which is inbuilt. So a person is behavioral which is inbuilt, or we can say implicit. So we know that every personality having its own behavior pattern. For example, a person can be aggressive, a person can be introvert, a person can be extrovert. On the basis of these behavior, we can categorize a person behavior. All these are the different types of a person can react in certain scenarios. Here the next term is contrived. So contrived is basically which is not natural, or we can say which is artificial. We are forcing someone to act in a certain way in a situation. So here we are forcing someone, or we can say which is not real, unrealistic behavior of a person. So here we are talking about the behavioral model, which is, and we can use that in the communication approach. Which communication approach we are basically using? This question is specifically belongs to when a teacher student communication is going on, and a teacher has to deal with the student behavior over here. So reward punishment is a thing which is used by the teacher in order to maintain the decorum of the class, or in order to teach the students. Here reward means when reward increases the frequency of the behavior, because when a student does his or her homework on time and student give rewards to him, that means that it is increase the behavior, increase the frequency of the behavior. However, while reinforcement remains somewhat constant. Now rewards vary greatly, like rewards can be money, rewards can be fame, and rewards can be prize as well. Now in terms of punishment, punishment are the unwanted events that decrease the frequency of the behavior they follow. That means if a student is misbehave in the class or don't do his or her homework on time, and student give punishment for their goods, it is not always effective for altering the behavior of the long term. Here the approach which is used by the teacher that comes under behavioral model, we could say that it is reward punishment based. So the correct option for this question will be option number 3rd. Hello everyone, this is question number 18. These questions belong to communication. Which of the following are characteristics of moderate approach of intercultural communication? And we have to choose the correct answer from the given options. 5 sentences have been given, and we need to find out that which are the correct and which are the incorrect statement here. Statement A says intercultural communication is unidisciplinary. In order to answer this question, we must know what is the meaning of intercultural communication. So intercultural communication is an important part of intercultural competence, or the ability of effectively function across culture and with those from other cultures. As our world gets smaller and globalization gets stronger, intercultural competence and great intercultural communication become a necessity to be successful. So here what they are trying to say is, we have a culture where a group of people is following in a region, or we can say there is another region in which another culture has been followed by the people. So the communication between these two cultures people is called the intercultural communication, and study about the other people's religion and understand their ethics is the part of the intercultural communication. Here we are trying to understand the culture of the other region peoples. So we are talking about the two different regions, and in the sentence 1A says that intercultural communication is unidisciplinary. Unidisciplinary means they are talking about the single entity. So here we clearly see that intercultural means where more than one participant is included here. So the option A is incorrect because this one is incorrect. So we can eliminate the option in which A has been included. So here by clearly see that option 1 and 4 can be eliminated. Let's read the second statement. A communicator is a change agent. Yes, it is very true that if a communicator is one who is communicate with the other people and he or she can share his or her thoughts with the other person, and the impact of these thoughts on the other person can be a effect of the change, or the other person may adopt the thinking what the communicator is trying to convey. So yes, it is very true that, so the B statement is correct here. So the statement in which B option is given, we can take that, and rest of the statement we can eliminate. So here option 3 we can directly eliminate, but still let's read the third statement. So C statement says that a continuum is the representative of social change. Here a new term arrived, that continuum is what? Continuum means something that change in characters gradually. And so the third statement is also correct here. Now D statement says that change is a response to both inside and outside stimuli. So option number D is also correct because we already eliminate 1, 3 and 4. So here correct option for this question will be option number 2. Hello everyone, this is question number 19. Given below two statements, here two statement has been given, statement 1 and statement 2, and which we need to identify whether these two statements are correct or incorrect, or statement 1 is correct, other is incorrect, or vice versa. Statement 1 says that in mass communication, the news content includes social values also. So here in mass communication, where the people in the large number, they communicate with each other, or other way of doing this is that if there is called like a TV channel in which news are broadcasting, where a mass level of peoples are watching this news, so the news content in which include the social values as well, they have to follow some ethical principles whenever they are delivering the news on the channel. So statement 1 is true here. And statement 2 says that news also contain ideology that changes according to the time. Yes, it is also very true that the news which also contain the ideology, this ideology may change according to the time. So both the statements are true in this question. So we can say that the correct option for this question will be option number 1. Statement 1 and statement 2 are correct. Hello everyone, this is question number 20. Given below are two statements, statement 1 and statement 2. In the light of the above statements, choose the most appropriate answer from the options given below. Here the four options are in which we have to determine that whether these two statements are correct or incorrect. One is incorrect, other is correct, and vice versa. So let's read the statement one by one. Statement 1 says that Bharata Muni prescribed popular dialects for communication among elites. Elites means rich peoples, we can say. And statement 2 says that Bharata Muni also prescribed classical language for common people for effective communication. Yes, it is right that Bharata Muni is the first communication scholar of the world, but he did not make the categories for different communication media or different communication methods for the elite people and different communication or the classical language for the common people. These both the statements are incorrect. So let's read some of the facts about Bharata Muni. Bharata Muni was ancient Indian theologist and musicologist who wrote Natya Shastra. It is a very popular literature of the Bharata Muni. It is a theoretical treatise on ancient Indian communication in Sanskrit literature. Bharata Muni is considered as the father of Indian theatrical art form and first communication scholar of the world. So according to this, we could summarize that statement 1 and statement 2 is false, and the correct option for this question will be option number 2. Both the statements are incorrect. Hello everyone, this is the next question, question number 21. This question says that what number would replace question mark in the series given below? This question is from reasoning and we need to find out the value of this question mark. Let's understand the pattern of this series. Write down the values 1, 4, 11, 26, 57, 120, 247. To order to solve this question, let's find the difference between these values. Difference between 4 and 1 is 3. 11 and 4 difference is 7. Difference of 26 and 11 would be 15. Difference of 57 and 26 would be 31. Difference between 120 and 57 would be 63. Difference between 247 and 120 would be 127. So let's understand the pattern, how to create this series. So I guess 1 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 3. Then 3 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 7. Similarly, 7 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 15. And 15 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 31. Therefore, 31 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 63. Similarly, 63 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 127, and 127 multiplied by 2 plus 1 equals to 255. Now again do the same. That means that 255 would be the next value after 127. 255 would be the next value after 127. And 255 would be the difference between the next value and 247, right? If 127 is the difference between 247 and its previous value, then 255 would be the difference between its previous value and the last value. How to find out this value? By adding these two values, we can find out the question mark value. So let's add these two values, 255 and 247. That would be around 502. So the question mark value will be 502. Let's check the options. 427 no, 367 no, 255 no. Here is the fourth option. So the correct option for this particular question would be option number 4. Hello everyone, this is question 22 and this question is also from reasoning. This question is from direction. Let's read the question. A man walks 40 meters towards south. In order to solve these kind of question, first draw the direction so that you won't make any mistake. North, south, west and east. A man walks 40 meters towards south. So that means a person whose starting point may be this and walks in the south direction has 40 meters. Then he turning his right, he walks 40 meters again. So the right side is this way and again walks 40 meters. Then he turns to his left and walks 20 meters. So the right side this way and this is the left side. So again left side walks 20 meters. He turns again his left and walks 40 meters. So this is the right direction and this is the left direction. So again he walks 40 meters in the left. How far is the man now from his starting points? So the starting point of the person is this, and how far is he now from his starting point to this current point? So 40 meters is here and you can see that 20 meters is here. This is parallelly this line, the direction from south. It would be 20 meters distance so far. So by adding the 20 plus 40 equals to 60 meters. So you can say the option number 1 is right. Hello everyone, this is the next question, question number 23. This question is from maths. Let's read the question. A person spends 20% of his money on clothes, 10% of money is spent on books, 9% of purchasing gifts for family and friends, and 7% on some other items. At the end, he is left with 5400. How much money was there in the personal initially? So let's write down all the expenses he has been done. 20% his money on clothes, 10% money spent on books, 9% on for purchasing the gifts, 7% on other items. Let's suppose a salary percentage would be 100% and add these number. It would be around 46%. Now deduct this 46% from the 100. It would around 54% is left. So we can say that 54% has been spent and the 54% value is given in the question. 54% equals to 5400. So we can easily find out the 100% of this amount. How we can find out? 5400 divided by 54 multiplied by 100. So we can easily deduct this value by 54 divided by 5400 equals to 100 into 100 would be 10,000. So the correct option for this question will be 10,000 is the right amount. Hello everyone, this is question number 24. If the length and breadth of a rectangular plot are increased by 25% and 40% respectively, then the new area of the plot shall be how many times the original area? So here fourth option has been given and we need to find out that how many times the original area is increased. So let's understand this way. Let's suppose the length area of the rectangular we can find out with the help of this formula, length into breadth. And let's assume that initial length of a rectangular, it would be around it is increased by 25%. So if the area length is 100, that it would increase by 25%, we can say it would become the 125%. And similarly, the breadth area, if the breadth area is 100% and it will increase by 40%, so it would become the 140%. And we can write 125 divided by 100. I can write it like this, 1.25, and I can write it the breadth area like this, 1.4. I can write it like this. So how the new area would become? So let initial length and breadth respectively, so area would be length into breadth. Now the updated length and breadth would be 1.25 and 1.4. Here we have calculated that. Now what would be the new area? New area will become 1.75. Now the new area and old area, we can divide that in order to get the answer in this form. So how we can find out this area? We can find the new area, like multiply by 1.25 with 1.4, it would become 1.75. So here I have write it down that 1.75, and we can easily divide the new area with the old area and we can get the answer 7 by 4. So the correct option for this particular question would be 7 by 4. Option number 2 is right. Hello everyone, this is question number 25. Let's read the question. Introducing a boy, a girl said he is the son of the daughter of the father of my uncle. How is the boy related to the girl? This question is from reasoning from blood relationship chapter. So in order to solve such kind of questions, first of all make the representation symbol. Like in my explanation, I will be representing a female by circle and a male by the square, right? And make a hierarchy of the relationship. There is a boy and a girl in this question, and the girl said about this person, let's name this person B and this girl is A. The girl said that person B, he is the son of the daughter. So he is the son of the daughter of my father, of the father of my uncle. So there is another child, uncle, and this girl is also belong, this girl is saying that this person is her uncle. So there must be another child. It's not specific it's male or female, but that girl is a child of the another child of this person. So here girls is placed and this is a boy B and this is A. So you can clearly see that this A and B relationship between them, they are the cousins. So the correct option for this question will be option number 3, cousin. Hello everyone, this is question number 26. Let's read the question. If I were a heavy smoker, smoking would shorten my life. That's why I do not smoke, and I expect to live a long and healthy life. Which fallacy is committed in the above argument? So basically we need to find out the type of fallacy is representing in this particular sentence. A sentence is formed in two short sentences, like if I were, there is a possibility that person might be and not. A heavy smoker, smoking would shorten my life. This is a fact that smoking is very dangerous to our health. So this person is saying that if I were a heavy smoker, if I am smoking, if that person is smoking, that person is known that smoking would shorten his life. That's why the person is saying, that's why I do not smoke. So did you observe that there is a contradiction between these two sentences? One is saying that if I were, here is a possibility, there is a chance that this person might be smoker, is a possibility in the yes. And now just suddenly he's saying that I do not smoke. So these two sentences are opposite of each other, and I expect to live a long and healthy life. Again, there is a contradiction. This person is saying that if I smoke, then it would shorten my life. Again, this sentence would say the yes. Again, the next sentence would directly opposite of it, that I want to live a long and healthy life. So by observing such things, you can find that these two sentences are opposite of each other. Like the things which is happening before is directly opposite in the next, just right after the next sentence. So there are four types of sentence formation fallacies given: existential fallacy, undistributed middle, affirming the consequent, and denying the antecedent. So by reading this word antecedent, the general meaning of antecedent would be, if we are talking about in the form of noun, then antecedent would be a thing that existed before. And in the terms of grammar, we can say that antecedent means an earlier word, or we can say an earlier phrase or clause of a sentence. Earlier, it could be earlier word, phrase, and clause to which another word. Here is another sentence, and antecedent of this particular line would be the previous line. And we are denying here. As you can see here, we are saying the yes, just right after we are saying the negation of this particular sentence. So we are denying the antecedent here by understanding the question. So the right option for this question would be 4, but for more clear vision, I write it down the another sentence, another similar sentence from the denying the antecedent. This sentence says that if they leave 2 hours early for class, then they will get there on time. If they leave, so here we can say, here's the yes part, they did not leave, again is the contradiction, again no. 2 hours early, they did not get on time. They will get there by saying yes, and they did not get. So there's directly negation just right after a sentence. So we can say we are denying the antecedent. So the right option for this question would be option number 4th. Hello everyone, this is question number 27. Let's read the question. Identify the fallacy committed in the following argument. So basically we need to find out the which fallacy is used in this question. So the sentence is, my opponent cheated on his taxes. He hired an illegal migrant as a nanny. So you can see initially in the sentence that person is talking about taxes, and just right after he is talking about illegal migrant as a nanny, which is anyhow not related to the first sentence, because this is a different thing and this is a different thing. His views on tax reform simply cannot be trusted. You can say that my opponent cheated on his taxes, and you can say the next thing just related about this concept, like related to tax. Like in this way you can explain the linearity form or formation of a sentence, but by saying the unrelated with thing just right after one sentence in a form of argumentative. So there are 4 types of fallacy examples given. Which category it would be: inappropriate authority, ad hominem, appeal to ignorance, begging the question. So we can directly eliminate the third and fourth option, because here we are not ignoring or we are not begging for the question, but the ad hominem option is there. Let's understand what ad hominem is. Ad hominem is a category of argumentative strategy. By reading the sentence, we clearly see that this sentence is argumentative sentence, but that involves criticizing an opponent's character. Yes, here we are criticizing the character, the opponent, and background or other personal attributes instead of their argument content. That's what I'm talking about, that the right after this first sentence the person should say things related to the taxes, but instead of that this person is explaining that he hired an illegal migrant as a nanny, which is anyhow not related to the concept of this particular conversation is going on. So the question would be, we can say the ad hominem would be the right choice to the answer of this particular question, because ad hominem is we can say it is an argumentative strategy. The sentences which comes under like in argumentative form, and they are argumentative on the opponent's character. They are not talking about the real topic which is going on, the real things, but they are talking about the other person attributes, how this person is, what the other things that person is done, and you are just involving that things into your argumentative strategy which is not anyhow related to that things. So we can say the correct option for this particular question will be ad hominem. Hello everyone, this is question number 28. Which of the following statement is logically equivalent to the statement, and the statement is all tigers are hunting animals. So let's suppose this is represent the hunting animals and this is represent the tigers, and we can say that all tigers are the hunting animals. All the tigers category hunting animals can be more than one, so there is a category of tigers, and where all the tigers belong from this category, all the tigers are hunting animals. Let's read the options. Option number 1 says that some hunting animals are tiger. Yes, it is right. If all the let's suppose there are 100 tigers and all are the hunting, we can say that 50 tigers are hunting. That is also correct. But this option is cannot be the answer because they are asking the logically equivalent. It should be 100% right. So next option is no tigers are non-hunting elements. So there is another category called non-hunting. When we are saying that every tigers belong from this category, from hunting category, how many tigers left? None. So we can say that no tigers are non-hunting animals. There is not a single tiger which belongs from the non-hunting category. Indirectly, we can say that all tigers belong from hunting category, and this is what the original sentence all about. All tigers are hunting animals. And indirectly, this sentence is saying that no tigers are non-hunting animals. So we can say that this sentence is logically equivalent to this statement. So the correct option for this question will be option number 2. Hello everyone, this is question number 29. Which of the following statements are contradictory to each other? Four options has been given. These are the four sentences, and we need to find out that which pair of sentence are contradictory to each other. Let's read this sentence one by one. Sentence A says all humans beings are mortal. So this is a category of the mortal, and this is a category of humans. And we can say that all humans are mortal. So we can represent like this. These are the representation of human, and all humans are mortal. So representation of sentence 1 is this. Now next sentence is no human beings are mortal. Some human beings are mortal, some human beings are not mortal. So let's read the options now. Which two sentences are contradict? Sentence A and sentence B. Sentence B says no humans being are mortal. So as we can say that all humans are mortal here and no humans are mortal. So that means there is not a single human which are mortal. How can we represent like this? So now next sentence is some humans being are mortal. So can you see the pattern? Contradictory means when two sentences are opposite of each other. Which two sentences are opposite? Clearly we can see that all humans being are mortal and no humans being are mortal. They are not actually opposite of each other. But when we observe the option number C, some humans being are mortal. So there, which sentence says, one sentence says there is not a single human which are mortal. Another sentence saying, yes, there is some humans being are mortal. So these B and C sentence are contradict to each other. One is saying that there is not a single human who are mortal, and another one saying there is some humans. which being are the mortal. So there is a contradiction between these two sentences. So we can say that B and C option will be right. So option number 2 will be the correct option for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 30. According to classical Indian school of logic, knowledge derived from comparison, where the knowledge derived from comparison and which roughly corresponds to analogy is either it's Arthapati, Anumana, Upamana, Anuplabdhi. So this is a memory based question. You must know the meaning of these four options in order to answer this question. Let's understand one by one. Arthapati means Arthapati is a Sanskrit term meaning presumption or implication. In the yogic philosophy of the Advaita Vedanta system and the Bhatta school of Purva Mimamsa, it is said to be one of the six pranams or means of obtaining knowledge. So uh, in order to understand, Arthapati means presumption, where we are presuming something or implication. Let's understand like this. Next is Anumana. Anumana means where we are assuming something on the basis of our observation. So that's also a Sanskrit word that means inference or knowledge that follows. It is one of the pramans or source of correct knowledge in Indian philosophy. Anumana is using observation, previous truth and reason to reach a new conclusion or truth. Anuman where we are guessing something, you can understand like this. Where we are observing on the basis of facts, we are guessing the next move. Next term is Upamanam, is the association of something previously unknown by virtue of its similarity to something that is known. For example, someone who has never seen a wild ox is told that it resembles to a cow. Here you can see we are comparing these two terms. The person who never seen an wild ox and you are explaining him that what an ox looks alike. So you are resembling the features of an ox with the cow. That cow is somehow looking very much similar to an ox. So you explain that person that wild ox might look like a cow. So here you are comparing the two different things. So Upamana is something in which we are comparing. Although Upamana is the right answer for this question, but let's read the next term as well. Anupalabdhi. Anupalabdhi means where there is absence of something. refers to the way in which an absence of something is perceived. It is a way of apprehending that absence. Something that does not exist cannot be perceived through the sense. Instead, another source of knowledge is needed. You can remember this term with a single word. Anuplabdhi means absence of something. So, Arthapati means presumption, Anumana means inference, Upamana means we are comparing, and Anuplabdhi means absence. Here in the question they are talking about the comparison. So, correct option for this question will be Upamana. So, option number 3 will be the right option. Hello everyone, question number 31. The hardware address of a computer network device consists of 48 bits. Which of the following is a valid address in hexadecimal numbers? In this question, you need to understand that there is a computer network. This is called the computer network, which contains various network devices, and each network device is associated with a 48 bits hardware address. So every device having a unique IP address, or you can say a unique address of 48 bits. So how we can represent these 48 bits in terms of hexadecimal number? In digital number system are of 4 types. One is binary, in which only 2 values are possible, 0 and 1. Another term is octal number system, in which we have 0 to 7, total 8 elements we have. Next we have decimal number system, in which we have total 10 base and it is from range 0 to 9. Last we have hexadecimal number system, in which we have range from 0 to 9 and A to F. As you can see in the table, hexadecimal values start from the 0 up to 9 and then A to F. So we can represent the numbers with the help of these symbols as well. And binary number system, we can convert the hexadecimal number into the equivalent to the binary as well as equivalent to the decimal values. Now let's come to the question part. We need to identify which representation is the correct one in order to represent a 40-bit network device address. 48-bit, we need to identify these 48 bits, and 1 bit representation takes 4 bits. Like you can say the representation of these bits equivalents to like this: in 1 colon, again set of bits, colon, again set of bits, colon, again set of bits and colon, and each column takes 4 bits, like 4 bit here, 4 bit here, 4 bits here and 4 bits here. Up to that much combination it will get the 48 bits. Can you calculate that? It will take 12, because 12 into 4 equals to 48 bits, you can say. So first of all, the number should be in the 12. Like the total of these numbers would be 12 and they should be in the range. Let's count the number. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. First case is right. Next number is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You can eliminate this because we need 12 in order to represent the 48 bits. Next we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is again a 12-bit number, but can you see there is a symbol with G. But in hexadecimal representation, we have only A, B, C, D, E, F. Up to F, we have the symbols, not the G. So you can eliminate this option as well. So this is not the right answer. Next we have, let's count the numbers. As you can see, these are the more than 12. So we can eliminate this as well. So the correct option for this question will be option number 1. This will be the right option for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 32. Let's read the question. The computer uses a bootstrap. Which of the following shows the part of a computer of which the bootstrap is an example? With the name, you understood that bootstrap is somehow related to the booting process of a computer or any device. Now we need to understand which one of the following is an example of bootstrap. application software, firmware, hard disk drive, IP address. With these options, you can directly eliminate the IP address because you know IP address is something which can uniquely identify any devices. In a computer network, there are several devices and you can identify each device with their unique IP address. So you can eliminate this address. It is not somehow related to the booting process. Next, we have hard disk drive. Hard disk drive is basically a memory device in which we permanent store our the data. So hard disk drive is not an correct option for this option. Application software is something in which we have multiple kind of software on the basis of the user requirement. Some of the example of the application software would be MS Word or the browsers. These are the some of the application software which run on the computers and the user can interact with these application softwares, but they are not somehow related to the booting process. So what exactly booting process is? To understand this, first you need to understand what booting process and how we can understand this term. So you see, for any device like computer, printer, scanner or any digital device, for example digital camera, to start running we need a booting process. A booting process is what? It should have an initial program to run when it is powered up, like when we are basically powered up or when we are switched on any of these devices, the booting process immediately start in order to check whether these devices in a condition where they can work properly. So the initial program is called firmware. So the initial program, when the device is off and suddenly you are making your device to work and you switch it on, then a firmware is executed and booting process will start. So it is called as bootstrap program. And one of the another name of this process is called the BIOS, or you can say basic input output system, in which every input output devices of a particular system has been checked during this process, and this process is called booting process. And another example of this, you can say this is the firmware example, in which initial stage a software has been executed which reside into a non-volatile memory. Non-volatile memory is in the that is read-only memory, in which firmware or the bootstrap procedure is already has written, and just you need to execute that. Whenever you switch on your system, it will automatically execute it. It mounted on the ROM, which is a non-volatile memory. So the correct option for this question will be option number 2. Firmware is the right answer. Hello everyone, this is question number 33. Given below are the two statements, statement 1 and statement number 2. Statement 1 says, one always use CD-ROM to save data. As we all know, there are two kinds of memory in a computer, ROM and RAM. ROM stands for read-only memory. Its name itself saying that this memory is only for reading purpose, in which we can only read the content of the memory. ROM memory data we cannot modify, either delete or insert a new data into the ROM. ROM memory is non-volatile memory in which we can only read the data. So here what statement 1 says, CD-ROM to save data, which is not correct, right? So CD-ROM in which we cannot save the data. So statement 1 has been false. So on the basis of that, we can eliminate the question, eliminate the option in which statement 1 is true. So statement number 1 is false. Statement number 1 is true. In the option number 3, we can eliminate this. Statement 1 and statement 2 are true. We know that statement 1 is not true. We can eliminate the option 1 as well. Let's read the another statement. Statement 2 says a computer has 2048 MB of RAM. That means computer has 1.2 GB of RAM. This is a statement from the conversion statement of the how to calculate the size of the memory from MB to GB. So we know the memory hierarchy stand for like 1024 bits equals to 1 kb, or we can say 2 raised to power 10 equals to 1 kb, 2 raised to power 20 equals to 1 MB, 2 raised to power 30 equals to 1 GB. Likewise, we can make the hierarchy of the memory sizes. So let's by observing the value given here 2048 MB. In today's era where we are using the GBs of data every day. So let's suppose a person is having 1 GB per day data scheme in his or her phone. When 50% of the data is used by that person, what message is popped up? That 500 MB data has been used, or the 50% data has been used. So by this you can observe that 500 MB or something around 500 would become the 0.5 GB of the data, like 50% of the data. So we can say that 2048 MB is not equal to something 1 GB. It will more than that. 2048 MB data would be around equals to the 2 GB of the RAM memory. And here they are saying that 1.2 GB is equal to 2048 MB, which is not correct. So statement 2 is also false. So option number 2 says that both statement 1 and statement 2 are false. So this option will be the right option for our question. Option number 2 is the correct. Hello everyone, this is question number 34. Let's read the question. Which file formats are used to store music files? Music files. So we need to identify the file format. Basically these are the files extension, and we need to identify which files extensions are related to the music file extension, or we can say the audio file. Now here we have BMP, WAV, MP3, HTM, WMA. We are very much familiar with this file extension MP3, which we all know this is used for the audio file, and this is the extension of the audio file. So those options in which option number C is present, we can take that. Rest of the option we can directly eliminate. To answer such type of question, elimination method always works. So we can eliminate option number 1 and 2 directly. Rest of the option by observing this option B, C, D, B, C, E. Option number C we know it is right. Option number B is common, so which also right. So option number D and E, let's read about it. Option number D is called HTM. What is HTM? HTM is a file extension for the hypertext markup language, or we can say HTM is used for the web page development, which is used for the hypertext markup language. It is not related with the audio files. Let's understand the other examples. WMA. WMA stand for the Windows Media Audio. And by its name, we understood that this file extension is related to the audio file. So this is right. Option number E is right, but D is not. So the correct option for this question will be in which B, C, and E. So option number 4 is right. Let's understand the BMP and WAV file. BMP stand for the bitmap, and this extension is used for the images. Next we have WAV, which is stand for waveform or audio file format. We can say it is a audio file format. So option number B, C, and E is the right, and option number 4 is the correct. Hello everyone, this is question number 35. Match list 1 with list 2. List 1 contains internet terms and list 2 contain their descriptions. We need to match the exact description with the term. There are 4 terms given: spyware, phishing, social networking sites, and farming, and options are given 1, 2, 3, 4. We need to match the correct description. So let's understand the terms spyware, phishing. These are the terms related to the network attacks, but we are very much familiar with the social networking sites. we are spending most of the time on social networking sites. Social networking sites are the basically those sites on which we can create the communities. We can link up with our friends. We can make friends on the social networking sites, as well as we can share our thoughts, post pictures, images, videos, etc. So which description is matched with them? In this type of question, always try to match the term which you are very much familiar, in which you are 100% confident. So in this particular question, as we can see, the social networking site is very easy term. So let's read the description. That description match with the social networking site, I think, would be this one: website designed to promote the building of online communities who share the same interest, usually free of charge. User can add friends, post messages to each other, update personal profiles. All these feature in which social networking site we can get. I think the one of the example is Facebook, in which we can create the online communities, we can connect with our friends, family, etc. Then the option number C is match with the description too. Let's check the options given here. In the option number C is third, which is wrong, third wrong. In the fourth option, we have seen that C option connect with the description too. This answer must be the correct. Let's read the another description as well. Spyware is related with the network attack. Spyware description is this: software that secretly gather the information by monitoring key press on a user's keyboard. This information is relayed back to a person who sent the software originality. Next, we have the phishing. Phishing is something in which a person is unintentionally directed to a fake website. The option is B option will be connect with the description. Third, legitimate looking email sent to a user in hope of gathering personal information. As soon as the recipient click on the link in email, they are sent to a fake website. Basically, what they are trying to say is the attacker send an email to the recipient, to send an email which looks very much formal, or which look very much original, which look like there is nothing called phishing attack is behind that. That if recipient try to open that email or try to click on the link given in the email, that person is directly redirected to a fake website. So this attack is called phishing attack. B connect with the third description. And similarly, D option connect with the first option, which is farming. Malicious software installed on a user's hard drive or a web server. And what is the advantage of this fake? Obviously, it is an advantage for the attacker, not for the recipient. But what that software does, the software redirects the user to a fake website without their consent or knowledge. So the correct option for this question will be option number 4. Hello everyone, this is question number 36. Let's read the question. Solar ponds store solar thermal energy by option number 1, 2, 3 and 4 is given. So we need to understand what solar pond is in order to answer this question. Solar pond is a pool of salt water that collect and store solar thermal energy. So we understood that solar pond is something which is used for the energy storage purpose, that collect and store the solar thermal energy. The salt water naturally forms a vertical salinity gradient, also known as halocline, in which low salinity water floats on top of high salinity water. I think these terms are very difficult to understand in the terms of theory. Let's understand with the help of this picture. Here I'm talking about the solar pond. This is very much look like a real solar pond in which we collect the water, we create the salinity on the top of this water. What does that mean? Like increasing the salinity and temperature gradient. You can see, and that's what I told earlier, that increasing the salinity and temperature gradient, we can store the thermal energy. And this is the upper convective zone and this is a lower convective zone. So solar pond are large energy collector, we could say, with built-in heat storage that can be used to supply thermal energy. So basically what we are doing here, we are collecting the thermal energy. A salt concentration gradient. What is this salinity term called? A salt concentration gradient in the water allows solar ponds to perform successfully as the solar energy collector. So we are talking about the salinity, we are talking about the salt concentration gradient. So as you can see from the options, we can clearly see a term called creating salt gradient. And this is what we all are talking about, that salt gradient is very important to store the solar thermal energy using the solar pond. So the correct option for this particular question will be option number 2. Hello everyone, this is question number 37. Which of the following are responsible for formation and destruction of ozone in upper atmosphere? Ozone represented by O3. What is ozone? Ozone is an inorganic molecule, we can say, with the chemical formula O3. What does destruction of ozone means? Like depletion of O3 can increase the UV radiation entering Earth's surface. Basically what ozone does is, this is our Earth, let's suppose this is the atmosphere and this is the upper atmosphere in which O3 present, and O3 means ozone, and ultraviolet rays from the sun, and this O3 protect the earth from these UV rays. So O3 is very important part of our environment, and there is some things which can form and which can destruct the O3. Very much important thing to understand here is the formation of ozone we can do with the help of solar radiation. Explanation I already write here. Formation of ozone means the reaction of UV radiation with O2. O2 is the formula of oxygen, or dioxygen molecules result in the formation of O3. O3 which is ozone. The UV radiation splits the oxygen molecules into the free oxygen or O atoms. These O atoms combine with molecular form of oxygen to form O3. And this is the formula you can see. This is how we can make the formation of the, we can artificially create the O3 as well with the help of this UV radiation. UV radiation is also called as the solar radiation. So first A option is very right, that solar radiation is used for the formation of the O3. So the option in which A is contained, we can take that, otherwise eliminate the rest of the option. So option number B and C we can directly eliminate because solar radiation is not there. Now we know that chlorine is one of the major component on the basis that O3 can destruct. So chlorine is the one of the crucial part in which we cannot ignore that from these options. So the option which contain chlorine, like D, option number D contained by first option only, so we can eliminate the option fourth as well. So the correct option for this particular question will be option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 38. Which of the following are primary aerosols in atmosphere? Options are given A, B, C, D, E and E. Choose the appropriate answer from the options given below. Basically, we need to find out which are the primary aerosols. There are more than one. Aerosols is what? Aerosols is a collection of particles that present in the atmosphere, and their size would be around 0.01 microns. As you can see in the daylight, you can see a small particles roaming around in the air. In the surrounding air, you can see by your eyes that these small particles, sometimes they are very light in weight, and some aerosols can absorb the light and some aerosols can reflect the light. As you can see in the pictures given here, these are the lighter aerosols which can reflect the light, and these are the aerosols which can absorb the lights. They are all the example of the aerosols. They are present in our atmosphere. So what exactly these aerosols are, what particles they are, what type of particles they are? They could be sea salt, black carbon, sulfate, nitrate. Which one they are? We need to find out that. Aerosols injected into atmosphere directly are known as primary aerosols. Those aerosols which can directly find in the atmosphere are called the primary aerosols. For example, sea spray, mineral dust, smoke, and volcanic ash are the primary aerosols. From the options given here, we can see that mineral particles are there. The option which contain the option number E, we can take that, otherwise eliminate the rest of the options. Like option 1 and 2 we can directly eliminate, because from the definition we can see that aerosols can contain the mineral dust. Mineral dust or mineral particles are the same thing. Next, what we can see, there are some sea spray. So those options which contain the sea salt and sea spray are the same thing. The option which contain the option A would be the correct option. Option 3 having A, B and E. B means black carbon. B here is black carbon. Option number A, B, E are the right, which contained by the third option. So correct option for this question will be third. Hello everyone, this is question number 39, in which two statements has been given, statement 1 and statement 2. We need to find out whether these statements are true or not. Statement 1 is true or 2 is false, or vice versa. Statement 1 says dose response assessment is a process of determining whether or not particular chemical is causally linked to particular health effect. This question is memory based. We need to understand what is the meaning of dose response assessment. So by the definition of dose response assessment, it is establish the relationships between the exposure and the adverse health outcome under study. And hazard characterization is one of the major process in which dose response assessment is the subpart. They are used to link a database of adverse effects to target humans population that are exposed and at risk, and for which an HBGV should be established. So basically what dose response assessment is all about, checking the effects on the human population which are basically exposed or at the risk. But what does this statement 1 says? That is, it is a process of determining whether or not particular chemical is causally linked. They are talking about the linking, but they are talking about the after effects. So statement 1 is false. So in which option statement 1 says correct would be eliminate directly. So option number 1 and option number 3 we can directly eliminate. Let's read the second statement. Statement 2 says hazard identification is the process of characterizing the relationship between the dose of an toxic agent received and incidence of an adverse health effect. Let's read the definition. What exactly hazard identification? It is the process of finding and recording possible hazards that are or may be in the workplace or in the food. So hazard identification is a different process, but statement 2 says the different thing, in which they are finding the relationship between the dose of a toxic agent. But in the definition of the hazard identification, which says that it is a part of larger process of risk assessment, which I already told you, the dose response assessment is a subpart of the hazard characterization, which involves the collecting, reviewing the information and conducting the inspection. Statement 2 is also false. So the option contain both statement 1 and 2 are incorrect. So option number 2 would be the correct option for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 40. Lower level of dissolved oxygen in water. So we need to find out which one is the correct option given below. A is bad for human consumption. Dissolved oxygen means the oxygen present in the water. Dissolved oxygen is the amount of oxygen dissolved in water, and dissolved oxygen can be measured in parts per million or milligrams per liter. So this is the meaning of dissolved oxygen in water. Dissolved oxygen in water, we all know that the fishes can breathe from the water itself. They can breathe the oxygen which is dissolved in the water. So the option given here in the C, which says threatens the fish and aquatic life. Of course, it will be one of the cause when we are when the lower level of dissolved oxygen in the water. So it will be threatened for the fishes because they will not be able to breathe properly under the water. Option C contained by the 1 and 3 and 4. Option 2 we can directly eliminate by this. Then option number D says cannot be used for irrigation purposes. Dissolved oxygen in water, the level of the dissolved oxygen in water either up or high will not be affect the irrigation. So option number D contained by the option number 4 which we can directly eliminate because it will not affect the irrigation, in which says that cannot be used for irrigation purpose. It is not the correct option. We will not choose that. That's why we choose the fourth option will be eliminated. Rest of the options, let's look at the other options which we could eliminate or select. May cause undesirable taste and odor. Of course, the dissolved oxygen in the water can maintain the taste and odor of the water. So it is the correct, and whichever option contain the E will be our answer. So option B, C, E which contained by the third option, that will be the correct option for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 41. The policy of privatization of higher education began during. This is a memory based question, although answer of this question will be the 8th 5-year plan. What does privatization of higher education is? The 8th plan was scheduled to be introduced in April 1990. However, there were many changes in the government at the center which lead to the reconstitution of the Planning Commission and the preparation of different versions of the approach of the 8th plan. There are various other commissions as well, but the major thing was in 8th 5-year plan was the privatization of the higher education. Privatization of higher education was initiated in 1991 with the initiation of liberalization, privatization and globalization policy. So under LPG policy, we could say the policy of privatization of higher education has been proposed in the 8th 5-year plan. So the correct option for this question will be option number 4th. Hello everyone, this is question number 42. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was associated with the efforts in establishment of the which college in which Dr. B.R. Ambedkar plays the important role and associated with the establishing of that college. We need to tell the name of that particular college. So here 4 option has been given: Milind College, Aurangabad College, Mahabodhi College and Nagpur College. This type of question is basically memory based question, and this question is from the general awareness part. So Milind College is a group of 3 co-educational general degree colleges located in Aurangabad, Maharashtra, India. Namely Milind College of Science and Milind College of Art and Dr. Baba Sahab Ambedkar College of Commerce. So correct option for this question will be Milind College. Let's read more information about the Milind College. The 7th Nizam of Hyderabad, Mir Osman Ali Khan, had allotted 54 acres of land to Dr. B.R. Ambedkar for the establishment of Milind Mahavidyalaya. The growth of Milind Mahavidyalaya promoted the leader of the society to divide the college into Dr. Baba Sahab Ambedkar College of Commerce in 1960, Milind College of Arts and Milind College of Science in 1963. So you can say that Dr. B.R. Ambedkar was associated with the establishment of the Milind College. Correct option for this question will be option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 43. In this question, 2 statements has been given, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 says, Constitution allows both central government and state government to enact laws for the higher education system in India. Statement 2 says, more than 75% of colleges in the field of higher education are in private sector. In the light of above 2 statements, choose a correct answer from the options given below. Basically, we need to identify whether these statements are true or false. This question is again from the general awareness part, and we need to conclude that these statement is whether true or not, which one is true and which one is false. According to the information given on the official websites of the Indian government, in which we could conclude that according to the Indian Constitution, it is very true that both central government and state government can enact the laws for the higher education system in India. And let's read more fact about this constitution maybe. The well-known Kothari Commission 1964 to 1966 recommended that central government should undertake the responsibility in education for the equalization of educational opportunities with special reference to the reduction of the interstate differences and the advancement of the weaker section of the community. So there are some kind of laws like this exist in which the central education system has been taken into consideration, like central government and state government both work on the higher education system in India. So statement 1 is true. Let's read the next statement. More than 75% of the colleges in the field of higher education are in private sector. As we all know, the percentage between the private and government sector, private sector is very well groomed in the form of the higher education or in case of the colleges. The official data has been given in the form of percentage, where a total of 78.6% of India's college are private, accounting for about a third of total college enrollment according to the AISHE 2019 to 20 report. I got this information from the official website. You can also go and check the percentage. AISHE report is given, and AISHE full form is All India Survey on Higher Education. Basically, they generate the report after they do a survey on the higher education in India. So according to this question, both the statement is true, and we can say that both statement is true which contained by the option number 1. So correct option for this question will be option number 1. Hello everyone, this is question number 44. Given below the two statements, statement 1 and statement 2, statement 1 says the purpose of higher education is to promote critical and creative thinking abilities among students. Basically, there are two statements has been given, and we need to identify whether these statements are true or not, which one is true or which one is false, and vice versa. According to the first statement, information is given here that higher education purpose is to promote the critical and creative thinking abilities among students, which is very true. We are promoting the higher education in order to develop these skills in the students. They have developed the critical and creative thinking abilities with the help of education. So statement 1 is very true. We can say, let's read the statement number 2. Deemed universities can design their own syllabus. Yes, they can design their syllabus and coursework. Of course, they can design their coursework as well, but cannot grant degrees. Of course, they can grant degrees, but cannot grant degrees will not be true in the terms of this particular question. So we can say that this statement is false, because deemed university can grant degrees. A deemed university is what? Deemed university or deemed to be university is an accreditation granted to higher educational institution in India by Department of Higher Education under the Ministry of Education. So to answer this question, first statement is true, in which the statement 1 is false, we can eliminate that. Statement 1 is false here, we can eliminate the option number 4. Statement 1 and 2 both are false. No, statement 1 is true, we can eliminate the second option. Both statement 1 and statement 2 are true, which is not true, because statement 2 is false here. So according to this question, option 3 will be the right option. Let's more understand about the deemed university and other type of universities. So here is a quick comparison between the central university, autonomous university, private, deemed to be, and state university. So here you can see, according to the question perspective, here is clearly written that students may awarded a certificate or a degree under deemed to be university. So we can say that statement 1 was clearly true and statement 2 was the false. So what exactly central university, which is carry out their own admission procedure, award a degree to the student, can decide their own syllabus and admission process, comes under the administrative control of central government. Obviously, central university comes under the control of the central government, and autonomous university is what which comes under the administrative control of Department of Higher Education, which is MHRD. They have complete autonomy over their everybody operation including curriculum and admission procedure as well. Degrees are typically conferred by affiliated universities with the exception of few central state funded schools like as IIM and IITs. Increased academic liberty to modify courses and curriculum. Again, in terms of the private university, they also have the ability to design their own curriculum. They may also award the certificate to the student, either certificate of a short-term course or a degree. And for everyday operation must follow the UGC rule. Private university have to follow the rules and regulation which is the implemented by the UGC. UGC stand for University Grant Commission, and UGC approved institution comes under, as we can say, these are the private institute which is recognized by the university, which is approved by the university. And what is deemed to be university? They have the power to create their own curriculum, complete autonomy and independence in designing on courses and curriculum admissions and cost. On the suggestion of the UGC, the Department of Higher Education given the autonomous to this university. And what is a state university? Carried out their own admissions and procedure as well, award the degree to the student and can decide their own syllabus. For admission, they conduct their own entrance exam. So student get admission into the degrees on the basis of this entrance exam as well. So this is all about the type of universities we have. Hello everyone, this is question number 45. Two statement has been given, statement 1 and statement 2. Let's read this statement. All India Council of Technical Education, or we can say AICTE, was established in 1956 in order to ensure planned and coordinated development of technical education in India. We all know that AICTE is established, and why AICTE is established? To ensure the planned and coordinated development of technical education in India, especially for the higher education. In the first place, statement 1 seems to be true because AICTE functions is written here, which is very true. AICTE works in the development of the higher education, or we specifically focus on the technical education. But the year in which AICTE has been introduced was AICTE was not introduced in 1956, but AICTE established in the year 1945. AICTE is a statutory body and a national level council for technical education, yes, under the Department of Higher Education, which is established in November 1945, not in the 1956, because this is the correction in the statement 1, and on that basis we can say that statement 1 is not true. First as an advisory body and later on the 1987 given statutory status by an act of parliament, AICTE is responsible for proper planning, here written ensure the planned, proper planning and coordinated development of technical education and management education system in India. Yes, AICTE works in the technical education form in India, but the year in which AICTE is established is 1945, not 1956. So statement 1 is false here. So we can say those options which contain statement 1 is true will be eliminated. And let's read the next statement. Technical education was defined as programs of education in engineering, technology, architecture, town planning, management, pharmacy, and applied arts and craft. Yes, technical education is obviously defined for the multiple kinds of programs of education, whether in terms of engineering. Engineering is also further divided into various fields: computer science, electronics, electrical, civil, and so on. Then again, technology and architecture, town planning, and so on. So we can say statement 2 seems to be very true. So the option contain that statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true is option number 4. So the correct option for this question will be option number 4. Hello everyone, this is question number 46. In this question, a paragraph has been given and we need to answer the question on the basis of information present in this paragraph. So here on the basis of this paragraph, two statement has been given, statement 1 and 2, and we need to identify whether this statement is true or false. Both are true or both are false, or one is false, another is true, and vice versa. Let's read the statement first and then check the keywords from this paragraph. This is the right way to solve this question in order to save the time during the exam. Statement 1 says that news publishers have better information about their users as compared to social media platforms. Let's read the some of the keywords in the paragraph as well. They are talking about the social media platforms. Let's search this social media platform. In the first line of this paragraph, you can see there is a word social media platforms, and what they have done, they have significant advantage over news publisher. Why they have the advantage over the news publisher? Because of their size and superior information about the users. As you can see that statement 1 is also says the same thing, that news publishers have better information about their users as compared to social media platform. But in the reality, on the basis of this paragraph, it is the opposite of this statement. News publisher have not the better information about their user, but social media platforms do. Which this statement 1, which the sentence number 1 says that social media platform has the better information about their user. So according to this information, we can say that statement 1 is going to be false, and those options which contain statement 1 is true, we can directly eliminate those options. So option number 1 can be eliminated, and option number 3 can be eliminated. Let's read the next statement. Statement 2 says social media platforms are generally very particular in presenting correct information to the citizens, which is not very true. We all know about that fake news can go viral very well on the social media platforms. So social media platforms are generally not very particular to present the correct information to the citizen, because social media platform provide us the advantage to their users. If they can post anything whatever they want, although they have to follow some of the rules and regulations or some of the ethics of the social media platform, but still the fakeness and the news which is not correct and they go viral on the social media platform, they are very common nowadays. So we can say statement 2 is also false. So those options which contain both the statement is false will be our answer. So option number 2 will be the correct answer for this question. Both statement 1 and 2 are the false. Hello everyone, this is question number 47. This question is again on the basis of this paragraph given. So here this statement is also given, and we need to identify whether this statement is true or not. We need to find which one is a correct statement is given here. So three statement has been given, A, B and C. Well, let's read this statement one by one. Statement A says social media platforms have impacted the local news publishers adversely. So here in the second paragraph, you may see that while news publishers in many countries come together as consortium to further their collective interest, and rivalry among news publishers prevent them from presenting a united from a bargain for their collective interests. So this is not related to our statement. Let's read the paragraph number 3. Local news publishers, often very small, suffer disproportionately to the extent that many have gone bankrupt in the last few years. On the observing of this, the sentences given in this paragraph, you may see that social media platform have impacted on the local publisher either positively or negatively. They are not talking about the negative impact on this news publishers, but anyhow they impact the local news publisher. How many of you go and buy a local newspaper nowadays? Because every news we see on the social media platform nowadays, we only connect with our friends, we even share the information on the social media platform, and we read the latest trend or latest information what is going on in the country. We may see everything on the social medias nowadays. So yes, social media platform have some impact on the local news publishers adversely. So option number A, so sentence A we can say it is true. So the in which options A is not given, we can directly eliminate. So here option number second we can eliminate because option A is true, and this question asking for the correct answer from the given option below. Choose the correct options in which statements are the correct. So we need to identify the correct statement, and option A is true according to us, and the option which is not containing A can be eliminated. Let's read the next statement. Statement B says social media platforms make much more money as compared to individual news publisher. Yes, it is also true that social media platforms make much more money because the users nowadays in the millions when we talk about the any individual social media platform. So they are obviously making much more money as compared to the local news publisher. So statement 2 is B is also true. So the statement which contain the B here is the two statements A, B, A, C, A, B, C, A, C, which is not contained the second statement, we can eliminate that. Now remaining two options has been there. Let's read the third statement. Statement C says news publishers are better placed than social media platforms. Why? Because of their size and information they have about the user. This is we have already done in the previous question, where we conclude that social media platform having the better information about their user but not the local news publisher. But in the statement C, they say right opposite of it. They are saying that news publishers having the better information about their user, which is a false statement. You can verify this from the first line of this paragraph, which says that social media platforms have significant advantage over news publisher. Why? Because of the size and superior information about the user. They are not saying about the local news publisher but about the social media platform, because social media platform having the information about the user, what are the interest of the users. So statement C will be the false. And so according to this observation, we can say statement A, B is true and C is false, and A, we have to identify the only correct statement. Option 1 will be the right answer for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 48, and according to this question, correct information is needed by the citizens to make important decisions about their communities, lives, governments, newspaper vendors. So basically we need to choose the correct answer from the options given below, whether ABC is correct, BCD is correct, ACD or ABCD. What question exactly asking about correct information is needed by the citizen to make important decisions. So which information is needed by the citizens to make the important decision, whether about their communities, whether about their lives, governments or the newspaper vendors. So in the last, did you observe that last line of the paragraph says that journalistic responsibility to provide citizens with the information they need to make important decision about their lives. Yes, so their life will be the right. Communities will be the true, and government will be true, is seldom a considerations. So we can say there is not newspaper vendors mentioned in the paragraph. So we can say that ABC will be the correct option for this particular question. So option 1 will be right. Hello everyone, this is question number 49. In this question, two statement has been given, statement 1 and statement 2. Statement 1 says there is rivalry among news publisher, and statement 2 says many social media platforms have gone bankrupt. We need to identify whether this statement is true or not, and which one is true and which one is false, and vice versa. According to the statement 1 says there is a rivalry among the news publishers. So according to the second paragraph, in which while news publishers in many countries come together as a consortium to further their collective interest, the rivalry amongst news publishers prevents them from presenting a united front and bargain and so on. On the basis of this line, we may observe that there is a rivalry exists between the news publishers. So statement 1 has been proved true. So in which statement 1 has been false, we can eliminate those statements. Statement 1 is false here, we can eliminate that. Statement 1 is false and statement 2 is true. In the option number 4, we can eliminate this as well. Let's read the second statement. Statement 2 says that many social media platforms have gone bankrupt. No, we know that social media platform is growing day by day, so it is not going to be bankrupt, at least for nowadays. But when we talk about the on the observation of this paragraph, we may observe that many news publishers have gone bankrupt. But for the proof, for the sake of the proof, let's read the third paragraph first line, whereas local news publishers, often very small, suffers suffer disappropriately to the extent that may have gone bankrupt. So it is clearly written that local newspapers have gone bankrupt. Statement 2 is false because they are talking about social media platform gone bankrupt. But in the true, on the basis of this paragraph, we may say that the local newspaper have gone bankrupt. So statement 2 is false here. So we can say the statement 1 is true and 2 is false. The option number 1 contains both statement 1 and 2, which is not true. Both statement 1 is true, false, which is also not true. Statement 1 is true and statement 2 is false. Yes, option number 3 is the correct option for this question. Hello everyone, this is question number 50. In this particular question, two statements has been given. One is labeled as assertion A and another statement labeled as reason R. So we need to understand the assertion, and on the basis of this assertion we may see that this reason is accurate or not, this explanation is accurate or not. Assertion A says that social media platforms are able to control the type of content that will appear in a reader's feed. Yes, it is very true, because social media platform is able to content that what types of content that will appear on the reader's feed according to the interest of the users as well as the type of the content. Nobody can post anything without they care about the protocols of that particular social media platform. Although there are some rumors, there are some viral viral information as well on the social media platform, which is not very true at first extent, but social media platform are very well able to control the type of the content that will appear on the reader's feed or any login pages or anything which is appeared on the social media platform. They can completely control over their data. So we can say that assertion A is true. A is correct. Well, whereas the reason of assertion A is written below. Let's read that. They do so because they are quite concerned about the individual likes and dislike of the users, which is somehow true but not 100%, because on the social media platforms, when you observe that there are certain information or there are certain posts which is not on the basis of our likes. There are some advertisement as well which can be which can be posted by the social media platform owner on the basis for the purpose of to gain or to earn something from, to earn some revenue from the advertisement of the product which they has been advertising. So I think the total control will be given to the social media platform, which is not right. And we can say that individual likes and dislike of the user is one of the parameters of the the content which occurred on the post of the, or on the, we can say, the feed of the various users which are the active user of the social media platform. So I think reason R, which is not the correct explanation of the A, or which is not very true. So A is correct but R is not correct. So we can say the option number 3 will be the right for this particular question. A is correct but R is neither true nor the correct explanation for the assertion A. So the correct option for this question will be option number 3.